Hi guys, welcome to the new video. So today we'll be playing the 8th mission of Knights and Merchants campaign that I recreated in Armies of Exigo. And it will be actually a pretty interesting mission because we'll be playing 1v2 and there will be a new unit, there will be the Barbarians, and we'll need to defeat them. So let's take a look at the opening animation.
The Battle of Valheim hath brought with it an absence of power, and there exists a state of confusion. The savage northern tribes band together to fall upon the kingdom. Thou must needs stop them before thou canst again do battle with the rebels. In the ruins of Valheim thou wilt find building plans for watchtowers of a verily advanced sort. Thou must needs form a bulwark against the barbarians. Thou shalt destroy them, but utterly.
Yes, so as you heard, you can actually build towers in this mission, which is the first mission where you can do that, and that will be really important for this mission and also any mission after this. We need to immediately start building towers in this mission because barbarians will attack us from north, and we can't waste any time. As you could saw, I just took my peasant from Gem's mine and sent him right away here, and I will create some towers. You have 600 wood in the beginning, so since we need to build the tower, which will cost us 35 wood, and then we need to upgrade it for 25 more. We will have exactly 600 wood for 10 upgraded towers, so that's the goal that we are aiming for. Also, you don't really have time for anything else, so we just build 10 towers, upgrade them, and then we'll need to defend ourselves. And also I will build it with this one peasant. Yeah, all of the others are mining gold right now, and I will build actually 8 towers with this peasant. And when he starts building the 9th tower, I will take one more peasant from here and build the 10th tower as well. So we save some time. So that will be the best solution how you can do it. Of course, you don't have to play totally perfectly to win it. I'm just trying to show you the best possible way, so you have the most chance to copy it, let's say, if you are stuck at this mission. So as you can see, there are some expansion options. I showed you this one right now. There is also one down here. There are 2 mineral fields, and then there are 2 more up here. And also there is like one more here and some gold fields here, but you don't have to worry about that. It's just kind of useless for you. You would just waste your time there. So in this mission there are actually 2 enemies, as I mentioned. The first one has like mediocre town here, and the second one has quite big town here, so that will be the stronger enemy, and we will attack him after that. So first we will attack here, and then we will create some expansions. But of course first we need to defend ourselves from the first attack, which will be the most crucial point of this mission, I would say. Actually, quite good point to mention is that you don't necessarily want to save too much units in the first fight. It's even okay if you lose like everything, because if you have too many units after the first fight, they will just be taking lots of population from you, and you won't be able to start making any peasants and expanding your economy. And if you are not fast enough in the beginning and you don't start making more units and towers, then you will actually die to another attack that will come from this town. And after that there will be more attacks from the other town as well, and you will just fall behind and lose. So you definitely want to be careful. I mean, I wouldn't say that I really like recommend you to suicide your army after the first attack, but maybe if you get really stuck at this mission, you could try that as well. It's just really important to like not try to save each unit at like 1 HP with the hope that you will heal them later, because you'll probably not live long enough to heal them. So yeah, right now I'm building just those towers, nothing too interesting. As you can see, I'm just doing like this small curve. You could also build them like here, or maybe even up there somewhere, but this was like the best position that I found that worked the best for me, but you can try whatever you want. And I mean, the only problem with this position is that the enemy can also come this way, so you will need to be a little bit more careful so he doesn't just rush your archers or something, because you'll be using your X-Men to block the enemy in front of your towers. Because the most important thing about towers is that they have 30 attack, which is pretty strong, and also they are attacking really fast, so they will be the main source of damage for you, because you have only the weak units here and your enemy will have a lot of barbarians, which is like equivalent to an elite unit, I would say. Yeah, it's really strong. It has the same HP as swordsman. It has a little bit less armor, but it has 30 attack, so I would say it's even stronger than elite swordsman. Probably not as strong as elite knight, but it will be really hard for you to defeat them just with your units, so you definitely need to use this offensive power of your towers. So that's why we will be trying to keep them alive by taking the damage with our X-Men in front and then shooting them with our archers and towers. So as you can see, I'm just finishing the 8th tower right now, so I'll just take another peasant as I mentioned and start building the 10th and 9th tower at once. And then I will just return to gold. Also, one of those peasants can return to wood, because we just need 750 gold, which is something that we should be able to mine before we finish those towers. And then we will just upgrade all of them at once. And then I will also need some wood for some farms after we finish the first fight, of course. So let's just bring our units a little bit closer. Yeah, you don't have to wait for this, of course. You can just start upgrading, but it doesn't really matter. You will have enough time to build and upgrade all 10 towers if you do it like this. Of course, I tested it many times, so we should be okay. And right now we want to put your X-Mens in those gaps between your towers, and your archers behind them like this. Maybe you can spread them a little bit more, because as I said, we want to block those berserkers a little bit further away. But you cannot go like here or something, because towers don't have that long range. They actually have 1 yard shorter range than your archers and crossbowmen. That's like another feature that I took from Knights and Merchants, because you can actually destroy towers with archers in Knights and Merchants without the towers shooting you. So I made it the same here, so you can again shoot the towers without them shooting you. So keep in mind that just the range is a little bit shorter here. You can maybe hold the position here, so they don't just run, and after you see those berserkers right now, we can just attack move and we should be okay. I can also move my archers a little bit in front, so we can squeeze more of them there, but here we need to be careful. Yeah, maybe bring some of our X-Men here back, but here we need to be careful because they have some berserkers here, but yeah, we should be able to kill them. And again, I will retreat a little bit, try to keep my towers alive. Maybe we can even tank some damage with our archers. They are usually really squishy, but right now they have some levels, so they have a little bit of HP, and as I said, the towers will be more valuable for us than the archers. So actually this was played almost perfectly, I would say, because I didn't even lose that many towers. And yeah, I also didn't lose too many archers, but as I said, that's not actually too ideal. But I will just try to play it like this. I won't go suicide them or something. I still believe that it should be winnable even like this. And we can build those 2 farms right away. And also, as you can see, I just don't have too much wood, so I will just send another peasant to trees Actually, if I think about it, you could actually just send both of those peasants that are building the towers to wood immediately in the beginning, and right now I would just have more wood, which would be more valuable than this gold that I cannot really use for anything right now. We can also kill some peasants here, so once we get the population we can start producing immediately, and also we can create one more farm right away. So this seems pretty chill. You can create expansion here if you are really confident, but I don't really like that because then you need to like create a new wall of towers here and make new units really quickly. And it's like not too reliable. I will rather repair those towers, rebuild some of them, and defend here with less units, and just expand here and here. So this is the safer option, I would say. But of course, here you have the advantage that you have free mineral fields at one point, so I mean at one place, so it will be more valuable, of course. The town hall will be supported by 3 mines instead of 2, which is more valuable, but I mean it's too dangerous, so I won't really risk it right now. I believe there are like no treasures in this mission, or at least not somewhere where you could just pick them up right away. I think there is something in the enemy town or something, but we will get to there later when we attack them. But right now I will just stay here and try to try to expand my economy, but you actually have to be really fast in this mission, because otherwise they will just attack you and you will lose. So I cannot wait for too long. And I will probably just create only one expansion here or something, and then immediately try to create some units as fast as I can, because that will be really important for us to stay alive.
I live to serve.
Actually, I think we can already start with our first barracks, so we can unlock the stone keep upgrade. Maybe this is like too quick, but I really don't want to lose to the first enemy attack, or like second if you count the first barbarian attack as well. Uh, in this mission I don't think there are any knights, or maybe they have like few elite knights or something, but probably won't even build the growth of pikes in this mission, because we don't really need elite pikemen here. I will just create lots of knights and maybe some swordsmen, but mainly some elite knights and elite crossbowmen, because I think that's overall the strongest army, unless you face like a ton of elite pikemans. Then you want to exchange those elite knights for some elite swordsmen, of course. That's like the cycle, yeah, each unit counters something, so you want to always take a look on your enemy and then make units according to that. But of course in this mission it's a little bit more special, because enemy is making those barbarians, which is not the traditional unit, but as I mentioned, it's probably most similar to swordsmen. So usually you would counter swordsmen with elite knights, so we will counter barbarians with elite knights as well. I think that will be the easiest solution to that. So again, we are running out of population a little bit, so I'll just build one more farm. And right now I would also like to finally save up some gold. Maybe it was actually kinda stupid to create those barracks so quickly, because right now I would use the gold for my first expansion, but I just wanted to build it kinda quick, so we can actually advance to stone keep. Also, it would be maybe a good idea to build blacksmith for some upgrades, but as you can see, we are actually starting with already 2 damage upgrades for our ranged units that are researched from beginning, and also 1 for our armor, so maybe you don't need to rush those unit upgrades in this mission so quickly. And we also don't need the blacksmith for our trees harvesting, because we have like 3 trees here that are kinda close to our town hall, so we can use them for a while. Right now I have the resources, so I'll just go down here and create the town hall. I think this is the best position to place it. Yeah, you could also place it somewhere around here, but I'm usually placing it here and it works pretty well. And then we can place a rally point here too. Of course, this is a little bit maybe tricky to click here because you have the UI here, but if you move it a little bit to right, as you can see, there is like a drop that will reveal this area, so then you can easily click here. And also if you are using the full HD mode, you can just move it to the side and there is no UI, so you can just easily click with your mouse button here, set the rally point, maybe send the peasant there after you finish the building as well. So that's like a quick solution to that. Let's make one more peasant and then we will upgrade to stone keep. And also maybe we could build one more barracks, I think. Even though that might be an overkill, so let's just make a farm and then I will just upgrade to advanced barracks.
I am here, my lord.
But actually we have the time right now, so let's just build a barracks. I think that will be okay. I think it's more valuable to have two separate barracks than one upgraded, because you can still upgrade them later without sacrificing your peasant. But of course right now I have the time because we are upgrading to stone keep, so I don't really care. We can build them, those both barracks. I also cannot upgrade to advanced barracks yet, so this just seems more straightforward. After we finish this, we will start producing peasants for our expansion, of course. And here I probably won't even leave a gap or something. Or actually I will have to, because I will need a blacksmith for my castle. So that's actually the main idea, main reason why I wanted to create blacksmith, but I kinda forgot about it, and now we cannot advance to castle immediately because you need the blacksmith. So let's just create some more peasants, also in the expansion as I mentioned, and we should be fine. Usually if I have 2 mineral fields here, I will just create 6 peasants, so I have one here that built the town hall, so 5 more. And if I have 3, so for example if we expand here after some time, then I will create probably like 8 peasants here. Of course you can adjust it a little bit. I usually just use those numbers, yeah, so if you have 4, use 10 peasants, if you have 3, use 8 peasants, if you have 2, you use 6 peasants, and if I had only 1, I would just probably use like 3 or 4, but yeah, you can adjust it as you want, doesn't really matter. This is just something that I feel like works pretty decently. So once we finish the blacksmith, I can upgrade this. Will just create my damage of my elite swordsmen by 1, and we are already upgrading to castle, so we should be okay. As I said, I rather build 2 barracks, so right now I will not actually upgrade to advanced barracks because we don't even have too much wood, and I would like to save it for a while. And yeah, we harvested those trees, and I already have blacksmith, so we are pretty okay here. It was pretty decent timing, I would say. All peasants are being created here, so I don't have to worry about my expansion anymore. And here we have actually 13 peasants, which is a little overkill, but I will use them for my buildings and then for expansions, so it doesn't really matter right now. Let's improve our improved farming as well, and I want to build Temple of Swords immediately, and also the Marksman's Tower.
Good idea.
And actually let's take 2 more peasants and start harvesting a little bit more wood, because we are constantly running out of it, and wood will be really important here, I think, because you have to keep in mind that elite units also cost some wood, so cannot forget about that. Also, good idea to repair your towers after the first attack. I didn't want to waste those resources earlier, but right now it's probably a good time to do that. And also I will build or rebuild those 2 towers that they destroyed. We could also just build some more, but I think 10 towers should be enough, at least for the first attack or second after the barbarian attack in the beginning.
Research
and
complete, my lord.
yeah, this seems pretty okay. Actually, I could have been even faster if I didn't forget about the blacksmith, because right now, as you can see, we have quite a lot of resources. Of course, right now I just use them for my units, but we had a lot of gold and gems, and I'm not really sure if I will be able to use all of that before enemy attacks, but hopefully yes. If not, then just
Building complete, my
needs
lord.
the simple solution to create your
Building complete, my
blacksmith
lord.
earlier, yeah? So you don't have to worry about that if I didn't make it fast enough. But I think we are pretty okay. Yeah, those towers will protect me really easily, even if we don't finish those upgrades fast enough. Those towers will still tank some damage, and I will destroy them with those injured towers, so damaged towers. So that will be pretty okay. And right now we just produce more units. Of course, we have lots of archers, level 5 here, so we have the strongest aura,
Yes, sir.
and
Complete, my
we
lord.
have swordsmen to tank some damage. Maybe this is also the perfect time for our second expansion, so again I will use this safe spot that they won't really attack, and after we defend at least like 1 or 2 attacks, then I will move here, create some new towers, and we can expand there as well. But first I need some basic defense position, defending army or something that will keep me alive while I'm expanding my economy. So you definitely don't want to underestimate your opponents in this, because they will attack. As you can see, they are already attacking, so I think the timing was pretty good in this mission for me. So as you can see, those towers are just totally destroying them. Of course, knights were a little bit faster, so they came before the rest of the enemy army, but as you can see, it was not everything they had, so they are coming with some more units. You have to keep in mind that those crossbowmen won't die to those towers, because as I mentioned, towers have shorter range. Or I believe I mentioned it. If I didn't, then I will mention it right now. In Knights and Merchants, you have shorter range on towers than archers and crossbowmen, so I made it the same in this mode as well. So keep in mind that towers have shorter range, so you won't be able to destroy enemy crossbowmen with them. But you can also use it to your advantage, of course, because you can destroy enemy towers with your ranged units without taking any damage, which is really useful. So now let's just create more swordsmen, because that's the main thing we lost here. We are running out of gems, so maybe we can use our other resources for like those advanced barrack upgrades, and I mean, Circle of Ancients will cost us some gems, but I will need it eventually anyways, so we can build it right now as well. Also maybe one more farm, and we expand it here, so let's make some peasants as well. So yeah, this seems pretty chill right now. I don't actually remember when the other enemy will attack. Maybe he will actually wait for the first enemy to attack once more, and then he will attack from north. But I mean, it should be pretty okay. Also, one more thing, we can use the Temple of Swords heal area around it to heal our injured units. We have like 2 injured archers here that I see, so we can easily do that. And also another interesting point that you could saw like 30 seconds ago is that if you create a swordsman near your army and you have some injured units there, like I had this archer and the other archer as well, then the swordsman won't move to your rally point, because he's actually made from priest, and he will heal for a second, and that will stop him. Right now I will stop talking and start defending myself, because you can see the other enemy is actually attacking, also with some barbarians. So we'll probably lose some towers, but I believe we will be able to defend ourselves. He has only archers, which is a little bit weaker than the previous attack, when the enemy actually had some elite crossbowmen. So we are easily able to defend these. Those archers were level 1, so they had like 60 HP, so really easy. But of course you have to constantly keep repairing your towers. It might get a little bit annoying over time, but if you don't do that you will just lose all of them. So really important to repair them all the time. And right now I'm actually considering that we could finally move to that other expansion, but I'm not actually sure if we can defend it with this, because the main defend power that we had here were those towers, and I don't really feel comfortable enough yet to just move here, because we would need to rebuild everything. So maybe let's wait here for a moment, and after we make a little bit more units, maybe some of those elite knights as well, then we can move up there. As you can see, the charge heal is like super slow for those elite units, so I will just heal that with my elite knights once we finish them, and then we will continue. Of course, I can also use like one more peasant here and start building those towers there, even before the enemy attacks. Maybe if I start here, then I can avoid the enemy attack, because if he comes from here, then maybe he will go around this edge and he will just not go check it here. So we can start building without any problems. And once we have like 2 towers here, maybe 4, then I can move here with my army, have some tower protection or support, let's say, and then we can create the expansion a little bit more safely. Another thing that I always mention that's really important is to save your game. So again, let's go to save games. I will just choose this one, save that I use always, and save it. It's really important, because if I mess up somehow here, or something happens that I didn't expect it, I didn't pay attention for some while, I got destroyed. I don't have to restart the whole mission. I can just load something that's to load to some position that might be still winning position for me, let's say. So right now let's upgrade those towers and maybe build one more farm.
Excellent idea. I am here, my lord.
And actually seems like we are missing some peasants here. Yeah, here we are missing 3 of them. And actually I don't really care about that peasant, so we are missing also 2 peasants here, and I will also make one more because we will use this one to make an expansion. And also let's move our army, as I mentioned. I will try to use the auto heal, so I'll just right click this heal with all my elite knights selected, and as you can see it just procced the heal on the elite swordsman. So I tried to show you that in the previous mission, but it seemed a little bit bugged in the 7th mission, so here it actually worked. So if you are out of combat, you don't have to manually click on your elite knight, choose the heal, and then click it on your unit. You can just choose all your elite knights, right click the heal button, and it should probably heal your unit. But after that, even if you are not in combat, I highly recommend you to at least move your army with right mouse button somewhere, so you disrupt the heal connection, let's say, because if you don't do that, the heal will just proc again after the 1 minute, and the knight won't be ready for fight. So if enemy attacks you during that time, your knight will just stay there for no reason and not fight, and also he will just use the heal after 1 minute again on your full health unit. So then the heal won't be ready for the actual fight, so that won't be good for you as too. So here we are building those towers. Let's just upgrade them and keep building. I don't really think that will help me if he attacks me from here, but I don't have anything better right now. It's really important to not defend yourself like somewhere here, because of course the first problem is that if enemy attacks you from the other side, then he will just walk around your army and destroy your city. And the bigger problem maybe even is that you'll be too close to enemy town and you might pull some more units from there, maybe the whole army of that enemy, and you will probably get destroyed unless you have like full population of units. So always be careful where you are fighting your enemy and try to stay close to your town and not like some random open field place where you have no idea what can be pulled there. So we already created this expansion, so right now it's probably a good idea to use all of my town halls to fill up that expansion with peasants as quickly as I can. So this will be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 peasants. So as I mentioned, 8 peasants should be the ideal number, I would say. And also don't forget to upgrade your units, yes, so we can go to blacksmith and make some more upgrades. There is also the precision archery upgrade. I don't remember in which mission that unlocked, but it's increasing the range of your archers. So since we are making only crossbowmen right now, even though I still have some archers, I won't really spend 150 gems on this because I would much rather just make one elite knight or something that will be much more valuable for me. But of course, if you want to maybe make an army of archers with swordsmen or something, that's really typical army in knights and merchants. I wouldn't say it's really worth it here because you usually have the gems for elite crossbowmen, but if you want you can maybe create your archers and also upgrade this, you will have a little bit longer range. And of course, it's not really solving the problem of gems, I would say so, because it also costs 15 gems. Of course, it's much cheaper than elite crossbowmen, but if you have really big gems problems, then you will still be spending some gems on your archers, and you will have less swordsmen. So maybe not the best solution. I mean, the only unit that doesn't cost gems are X-Men, but we usually don't want to make them because they are too weak, I would say. Actually, our enemy attacked with peasants here, I see. That's probably some kind of bug, but I don't really care. As you can see, right now he's just attacking with normal units, yeah, no elite units, so this should be pretty chill. As you can see, he's not even able to kill one elite knight, and when he gets close, I will just full heal him. And also I have some more elite knights back here, so I can just use them again to heal my units. It's always really important to either move your knight or after the heal or attack move, because if you don't do it, then not only he's not going to fight, but he will also not be able to be healed by another knight. Yeah, so if I use this knight during the fight, heal myself, and then I not move him, then I won't be able to heal him with another knight even if the heal is ready. Yeah, I will say it's like not possible or something. I don't know what exactly it will say, but it will just not work. Maybe we can even try it here. If I use this knight to heal myself and try to heal with this one, you can see it's invalid target, so I cannot heal him even though this heal is ready. So always move your units, or I mean your elite knights, after the combat, or I mean after the heal during the combat and outside of combat as well. Right now we can again try to heal some units with our auto heal. Yeah, if it doesn't work, I can try to move my army, then do it again. And if there is like one unit that didn't get healed, I can just finish that manually. And we have fully healed army, and after 1 minute I will have all my CDs back. So right now let's just expand our wall of towers. Probably would be a better idea to use a little bit more peasants than just one, but I don't really care. It should be okay like this as well, and maybe we can create like 2 more barracks at least, so we are producing our units a little bit faster. And yeah, maybe we can use 1 more peasant for those towers.
Good idea.
I'm expecting another attack from north, but not too certain about that. And since I didn't finish my wall tower yet, I will just move in front of the towers because it would be really awkward to fight here. And I will just defeat them in the open field. And after we attack, we will at least have our wall tower undamaged. Of course, we lost some HP here, but I can easily repair that with 1 peasant. return him and we should be okay. There is the last upgrade in blacksmith for 1 more damage for our elite crossbowmen and archers, so we can also finish that. And of course after we finish those barracks we will upgrade them to advanced barracks. Also want to adjust my rally point here, and I think this is looking pretty decently. As I said, I don't want to make any pikemen, so I ignored this building, growth of pikes, and also don't really need to make any scouts, so stables and barn are kinda useless for us in this mission. Or I mean in any mission, yeah, scouts are usually not really good unit for you because they are taking 4 population as elite knight. They still cost some gems and they take quite long to build. And I mean the main problem with them is that you have to build 2 new buildings that are totally useless for anything else. Yeah, you use them only for those scouts, and it's just too much effort to make something that's not really worth it. So I mean, like the only mission where I was making them was in the 4th mission when we didn't have the elite units yet, but we were able to make those those scouts. I would say it's actually the same in Knights and Merchants. Usually don't want to make those scouts there as well, because they are just not really worth it. There you have mainly problems with horses, I would say, so you don't really want to make any horses. If you want to make them, then you will probably use them for elite knights, or I mean there it's named just a knight, but I wouldn't say the scouts are really worth it basically. That's the main point here. So let's create some more units, so we are not making only elite knights here, because as I said, they are taking lots of population, so maybe that wouldn't be too ideal. And of course let's upgrade our towers. As you can see right now I don't have gems, I still have lots of gold and some wood, so I can easily spend more resources on towers. That's the best way to spend your resources if you don't have gems. And there is no cap for towers, so you can easily maintain your towers production forever, I would say. Yeah, and you just need like 1 or 2 peasants for that, so it will take basically no population from you. And I mean, you don't even need to make any more like separate peasants that will be specifically for building towers. Yeah, you can just take one from here, build 2 towers or something, and then return him. Of course, if you are upgrading towers, that won't take any peasants. So right now I will just regroup my units. So here we'll make number 4 with our archers. Then I will group all of my elite knights into number 1. As you can see, I still have some left here because I made a little bit too many of them, but we don't have that many swordsmen, so we can actually just add them to group 2 together. And yeah, there is one more right here. And then we can create group number 3 with our crossbowmen and also some leftover archers. One more archer is here, we can just add into group 2. It actually doesn't really matter where you put your units, but usually if you have some units with abilities, which are mainly elite knights and then also pikemans and elite pikemans, then you want to have those units separated, not in the same group, so you can easily use your abilities just by pressing the number on your keyboard and then the keybind for your ability, or just clicking with your mouse. Yeah, but for this heal I would highly recommend you to get that keybind that I explained in the previous video, and also it's described in the text file that's attached to the whole campaign file. So right now I don't really know if we should attack, because our enemy was not really attacking for quite a long time, and I would really not want to be attacked by our enemies when we attack. But I also don't want to really wait, because we are losing time for no reason, and I wouldn't say they are like necessarily getting stronger, I mean our enemies, but of course they are making some units, so I mean the earlier we attack the better, but I'm not actually sure if this is the best time to attack, because as I mentioned, they didn't attack for quite a long time, so it's really probable that I will get attacked the minute I attack. And actually maybe this is the time where they will attack from both towns together, so if I attack one of them, then both of them come with more armies, then I might have even problems to defeat them even though I have full population, so we need to be really careful here. I mean, I have four full units of four full groups of units, plus those two elite crossbowmen. But I mean, it won't be really possible for me to fight between those towers because it's really not ideal place to place your units, because you won't be really able to move here. I wouldn't use my elite crossbowmen because they won't have long enough range for this, so I would need to fight them in the open field, and as I mentioned, if they attack from both towns, I don't think I will be really able to defeat them. So maybe we should wait a little bit longer, but I'm actually not exactly sure how longer we should wait. Maybe I could place like one unit somewhere here and try scouting them, and once I hear that they attacked it, I can maybe retreat. Yeah, but it seems like they are attacking right now, so let's retreat maybe here. Oh, actually, maybe that wasn't an attack, maybe I just pulled them from their town, which is really weird because I was only like here and it pulled them from like here or something. That's really weird, but I actually thought that that was the attack because I'm still pretty sure that they should attack us sometime soon, but I don't really know, like right now this doesn't seem too clear what to do, and as I said, I don't really remember exactly when they are supposed to attack, but yeah, right now this is definitely an attack from both towns as I mentioned, so it just took a little bit longer than I remembered it, but I waited and it was the right decision, I think. So we will just defend ourselves here, and then I will move and attack the enemy on the left. So again, I'm healing my units. Yeah, here we lost one elite knight, but I don't really care. Maybe this one we can heal. Yeah, you don't have to like heal every single knight. Of course, the better you micromanage it, the more units you will save and more resources in the long term. But it's usually just important to save at least something, because it's just a free advantage to heal your units that your enemy doesn't have, and if you use it well, then you will just defeat even much stronger armies than you have. So yeah, we lost quite a few of those elite knights, but I think it's still pretty okay. We can regroup our units and maybe add some more that were created during the fight. And I will just kill some more elite knights because that's the main unit that will probably die. And yeah, also I will heal my units. So again, I will just use the auto heal. As you can see, it's on CD here. So right now all of those 11 knights have their heals on CD, so I cannot heal anymore. No reason to go through them one by one and try to find anything, because all of them are used. But we have some fresh one here, so we can use them to heal our units. Also, some of those cooldowns probably already refreshed, so I can just press it again and heal my army. Maybe once more. Yeah, this one just came here, so I know that the heal is ready. I can just use it for this knight, for example, and also we have this really injured swordsman here, so I will just move him somewhere where I can easily click on him, and we can also heal him. So yeah, we have full group of elite knights, so we don't need anything more. This should be pretty okay. Maybe we can make some crossbowmen here after we lose some units, but it's like not super important. I won't wait for that one knight that's being created.
Yes,
You can
sir.
just attack like this, add this knight to this second group, and let's go. You can attack this way or this way, doesn't really matter. They will come with their army to you anyways. I usually like to lurk them like this and then fight them somewhere where they cannot really shoot me with their towers. But also it's really hard for me to go there with my ranged units. So yeah, it's just not ideal spot to fight them, but you don't really have a choice. Again, I can heal my units. They are only killing like 10 of them at a time or something, maybe even less, so I can easily keep all of them alive with my heals. Yeah, maybe we lost one of them, but I will instantly fill up my army because we are constantly producing more units. Here we ran out of trees, so let's just fix that. Yeah, I just lost another one, but we are okay with that. And as I said, I waited for that attack, so we know that right now we are safe. Nothing will attack me, and also I have this huge wall of towers, so we should be pretty okay. But keep in mind that if he attacks with some ranged units, then he will have longer range than my towers, and he can destroy them actually, even if he has like 2 archers or something. So right now we are fighting actually on 2 sides, so this is a little bit harder to micromanage. But as you can see, I'm still able to heal at least some of my units. Of course, something will die here, but I think we can still keep alive at least most of our knights. Of course, if I have some unit with an aura here or something, then I want to at first heal it with priority, but also you want to retreat with those units so you don't lose that aura, because that's really valuable. Of course, down here we have quite big problems because we don't have any more melee units there. Only like 1 injured knight, but since we already defeated them here, we can retreat with our units and support ourselves on the bottom front as well. And again, we are still producing more units, so we should be pretty okay. Yeah, I don't really usually care about healing swordsmen because they have less HP, and if you have 500 heal here, it's just more valuable to use it on your knight. But if you have like leveled up swordsman like here that's giving you strong aura, or at least some aura, and also if he's leveled up he'll have more HP, then I think it's actually worth it to heal those units. Yeah, and same would probably apply to elite pikemen. Yeah, so if you're elite pikeman with level 5, then it's probably worth it to just heal him so you don't lose that aura. So as you can see right now, the main power of my army is actually the ranged part of crossbowmen and archers, but we are still producing more elite knights, so we should be pretty okay. And as you can see, I already have basically full army ready again. I will just heal my knight here and destroy the rest of this town, and also we need to go back here and destroy those 2 towers, because you need to destroy everything to win actually. So here I will also create probably some expansions. We definitely don't need the gold here, but we will need gems. And there is also one more gems mine up here if you want. So if you have really big gems problems, you can also go there. And I have two free peasants here from wood, and we have enough wood, so I can just use them, go here and create those expansions. Probably won't take that gems mine right now because I don't need it, but I will at least take those 2 expansions. And nothing will attack me, so it's totally safe. I can just go there and capture it. And of course we want to keep producing our elite knights. And here is the treasure that I talked about. I think I talked about, if I didn't, then I'm talking about it right now. Yeah, there is this donkey, yeah, pack mule, and he basically has some resources around him, so you can pick them up. There is 200 gold, 500 gems, 500 wood, and more 300 gold. So that was like 500 from each resources or something. And you can also kill this this donkey for even more resources, but of course we don't need resources right now, so I will just keep him alive, yeah. But if you want more resources, you can get them from him. So there is also this windmill, so if you have some spare peasants, or you can even put a unit into it. Of course, you cannot put knights into it or any horse unit, but if you have some land, maybe injured swordsman or something, you can place him in this windmill, or you can just create a peasant to go there and gather some resources. But keep in mind that it's, I think it's not creating wood, it's producing only gold and gems. So if you have some wood problems, then the windmill won't really help you. But in this mission, I think it doesn't really matter, you should have enough wood. But in some missions you will also start with windmills or something, and then it's really important to keep in mind that you will still need to harvest a lot of wood.
Yes, sir.
So, as I mentioned, we also need to finish those towers, so I'll just go there right away. And during that we can also... actually, we don't need any more units, we have full population, but I can queue up more knights here.
We're under attack.
We are under attack, but that's only from those towers. I don't think he will kill me, but again, I can heal my unit, so we don't have to worry about that. And yeah, the part of this quest was finished. Yeah, I can remind you that you can check your quest here with this question mark. So as you can see, we have the quest Savage Northern Tribes, and we have done the first part to defeat the Savage Northern Tribe in the west, and now we need to defeat the second tribe in the east, or like northeast or something, just here. So that should be pretty straightforward. Of course, I have injured army right now, so we will definitely use our knights to heal them.
Let's do it.
And yeah, here I will capture the windmill. I also produced some peasants to mine in those gems mine, so we don't have to worry about that later. Actually, this peasant won't be created because I don't have the population, so I'll just take one from wood and send him here.
Let's do it.
And as I said, we don't need gold here, so I won't even mine in those gold fields. I will just use those gem mines. Seems like the enemy is attacking once again, but I don't really care. I will just easily defeat him. Seems like he's only attacking with weak units again. Yeah, no elite units, so we can easily defend ourselves. And I think we didn't even lose a single unit. I will just heal my knight here. Also, this one is getting a little bit injured. And yeah, this is pretty easy. So let's continue north. As I said, they will maybe attack me here. So actually we can just fight them. If you want, we could just run from them to north and fight them there, but we have full population, so we can easily defeat them. Maybe it was a better idea to just heal my units first and then go here, but I mean, this should be still quite okay. Of course, I lost some units here because I was not paying too much attention, but I mean, this mission is like not the hardest mission, definitely. It's probably the hardest mission that we played yet. So I think the first 7 missions were easier than this one, but there will be much harder missions in the future. So definitely don't need to like try hard micromanagement in this mission. We should be easily able to win, even if we like not take it too seriously, let's say. And if you don't have the mana, you can check like the knight next to him, if he has the mana, and then heal it with him. And if he doesn't have, or I mean not mana, but if the heal is on cooldown, even on the other knight, then you will just let him die and check some other injured knights. Yeah, always want to make sure that you are using it somehow, but no need to try hard it and make it 100% accurate, I would say. Yeah, here both of them were unable to heal, so I just let them die, bring some new knights here. This one even has an aura, so I will try to keep him alive a little bit longer maybe with other knights. And here we have some more, some new ones. Again, I will use this knight to heal him. Produce some more elite knights. As you can see, I still have resources and I'm creating basically full knights in 4 barracks, 4 advanced barracks actually. So yeah, resources are definitely not a problem in this mission. As you can see, there are still more enemies, or I mean this is the same enemy all the time, but he has some more units up here, so we need to be a little bit more careful, maybe retreat because he has a tower there. It's quite hard for me to fight, and I will just easily destroy him in the open field because I have lots of ranged units. Yeah, he will probably also even retreat. Again, micromanaging my heals, and here we have lots of new elite knights, so right now we can finally attack and finish him, I think. If I remember correctly, he's also grouping up his army somewhere here, so that would be the army that would attack us later, but since we attack right now, he won't have the time to attack us. Yeah, he has lots of barbarians here, so as I said, they have really high damage, 30 damage, so he will probably kill those knights, but we should still be able to defeat them because we have lots of ranged units. And even though he also has some ranged units, he has only level 1 archers, while I have those leveled up elite crossbowmen, which will be easily able to defeat those archers. And also I have some new knights, so we can easily continue here. This is kinda annoying if you have those tree stumps, yeah, because there was a forest that he harvested. Then if I try to attack move here and click on it, it won't really work, so you have to be really careful. Yeah, it's really annoying to fight in this forest, but sometimes you don't have the option. So just try to click somewhere else, maybe like behind the enemy army or something. It will work the same way basically. And as you can see, I managed to keep this leveled up knight all the time, and now he's level 5 and he's giving me the strongest aura. I can show you that if I heal with my knight here, and I don't attack move, as you can see he's at AFK, he's just not doing anything, and I need to re-attack move with him and then he will act. So that's the thing that I was talking about previously, also in the previous mission, so now I showed you that in the practice, let's say. I think we destroyed all the production buildings. This is the last one, so it's just about destroying those last buildings. There are some farms and everything, so let's just finish it, and that will be everything for this mission. So as you could saw, it was actually pretty straightforward. I wouldn't say it was like easy or something, but if you build the wall tower in the beginning, all those 10 towers, maintain an army there, then produce units fast enough to defend the second attack, then after that I think it's pretty easy. You just create more expansions, make stronger army and just attack them. So again we received the winning sound animation, let's say, and now let's take a look at the results. So yeah, basically everything is strongest, resources doesn't matter, so we don't care about them. Same with buildings, and here we have units. So as you can see, they killed only like 100, exactly 100 units together, while I killed more than 6 times more. So that was that's like the difference mainly of those elite knights, where I'm actually using those heals. If I didn't use those heals, I would lose many more units. So here you can see actually the result if you do it right. But if I didn't make any elite knights, I just made swordsmen, no abilities, I would still win. But maybe they would have like 3 times more kills or something. But you would still be able to defeat this mission very easily, I would say. So yeah, this was the 8th mission. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.